Hi, it's me, Ingrid the INFP, and I'm going to talk about my journey through MBTI and the MBTI community. I wanted to learn how to do screen share, but my video quality on my computer is shit, and also my computer like almost crashed while I was doing this. So we're going to have to deal with doing this on my phone, and I might change the view so that we can look at my computer screen during the video. Um, because this was largely an online journey, which started when I was 15. Uh, so 11 years ago. It started in 2011 and has continued till this day. 2011 MBTI community and online world was completely different from how it was today, but there are a lot of similarities. So let's see. I was really interested in personality, and I took a lot of quizzes because I wanted to find out who I was. I was a pretty emo little depressed thing, so I was really like using all my free time, just like hiding in the internet, looking at things that could like confirm my identity. And I was really into the Hogwarts houses because Harry Potter was one of my greatest escapes at that time. I really liked the story of friendship and stuff in it. And I'm a Hufflepuff. And at first I thought I was a Ravenclaw, but then I realized I was a Hufflepuff. And it was all that self-discovery journey that led me to discovering the MBTI test. I do not know exactly which MBTI test I started with, but I think that one of the earlier ones that I took was something that was called Similar Minds. Let's see if we can look at the computer screen now. So this is Similar Minds. Now there are tons of tests on there, so you can do all sorts of compatibility tests and stuff. But at first it was basically just MBTI and Enneagram. 16 personalities did not exist yet. Truity, all of these YouTube channels did not exist. So this was basically like the site to go to. I think Keys to Cognition also came around that time. So I started with that, and I got INFJ. Now, I thought that I was a judger because I'm organized, basically. Now I know that I'm not as organized as I thought, but I did get through the French school system with like my inferior TE, so kind of makes sense. Also, I really like the mystical side of it. There was this website by Vicki Jo called INFJ.com. And it's really like Comic Sans dolphin. Look, there's a little dolphin that scrolls on the side of the screen when you scroll. And it says, welcome to INFJ.com. And then all of this, this is Vicki Jo. And she talks really crazy. And I was like, gosh, I can't be INFJ. She's just so weird. Then I realized she's just a weird person. She completed that PhD program in Jungian psychology. So, yeah, she wrote all of this. And this is like how websites looked like back then. I mean, it was kind of awful graphics. And thing is, I didn't know that she was still online, but she has this site called INFJ versus INFP that has been updated not so long ago. And it's actually been updated in 2022. I'm really impressed. This is where she says that she's become like a blog. But so I was looking at this and I realized, like, am I really an INFJ? She talked about like how you could just find your purpose in life in like a half hour, and I did not find my purpose in life in a half hour. So I think that she's maybe a little bit of a quack person, but I mean, she calls herself a doctor. That's kind of like a warning flag. I don't call myself a doctor, and I actually am a doctor. So sorry. She has a PhD, but I don't know if being an MBTI practitioner gives you credentials in terms of psychology. So that was about those two. Then let's go back. I went to Personality Cafe. I was just lurking there, but there's this thread called this, and it's not actual porn. It's actually like beautiful pictures, and it's just been filled with wonderful pictures. Here's some cats and just like weird stuff that only INFPs like, you know? There's about time. That I love that picture. And this thread has been going on for years and years and years. They have this for every type, but look how many pages it has. It has 303 pages. And I've really been, well, here they talk about Gateway to Hell, and there are, and it's just all about the wonders of life and the wonders of nature. And here there are lots about volcanoes, all sorts of beautiful pictures. Like here, I mean, that's my dream right there. And I was like, wow, these INFPs are cool. But I thought that I was an INFJ or an ISFJ because I realized I was really interested in, let's go back. I was really interested in SI, and I didn't really understand NI. But I knew that I was like intuitive. Back then, being a sensor was like really taboo. Now it's gotten slightly better, but still, like, I thought, well, if I'm ISFJ, means I'm boring, you know. So I did not want to be ISFJ, but I felt that maybe I was, and I realized that I wasn't like really getting the INFJ stuff. I did not relate 100% to the descriptions. Also back then, like the memes, it was just memes, a lot of this. So I ended up getting typed on Personality Cafe. And Personality Cafe, like they had little a typing thingy. And I actually found the thread that I got typed on. Let's go see what it said. So this is me. My name was Smultron, which means wild strawberry in Swedish. And this is what I thought. I was like, it's hard because so I completed this questionnaire and it had all these questions in it. And I'm like, I'm a INFJ, ISFJ, INFP, ENFP. So I was reading the function descriptions slowly and I'm still lost. This is December 5th, 2012. So I'd already been in the type community a year or 2 years. And then that's when I started questioning, like, am I really an INFJ? So you had to write this stuff, and well, I'm not going to go through it all. but so I was looking here. I was it's kind of like a scenario that you follow, and so I was looking what are your important values, all sorts of stuff here, and I was like, I don't repress much of my outward behavior, and so then somebody here wrote that they thought that I was an ISTJ because I talked about like my question 2 was like showed inferior NE. That's because I have anxiety basically. So they thought I was ISTJ or ISFJ, and they told me about SI. So they could see that I had this SI. Anyway, then I wrote back and I was like, I am not an ISTJ, no matter how I've tried to look at it. Maybe as an ISFJ, because I do relate to the SI description. And I was like, I wrote, I don't get TE. I thought my die was an INTJ. Anyway, I was like, I don't get TE. I do understand the stubbornness and stuff of SI. And somebody said that I don't look SF and stuff, and I was just confused. Anyways, and then somebody wrote, I don't relate to catastrophizing, the rest seems plausible, and it was like, any, really? And I don't know, I think I kind of tuned this person out. I realized I wasn't really relating to ISFJ either, though. Then I said, I better take it, I'm feeling cranky. I was like, maybe I do catastrophize, I don't know. Usually I'm quite optimistic and think that things will sort itself out, which is kind of true. Then, this is January 1st, 2013, so a month later, I was like, I'm still chasing my tail. I'm not really sure if I could be ISFJ, but ISTJ seems a bit much, no matter how I look at it. It seems weirdly detached and logical. Like, for me, values and emotions are not alien while thinking is. I've met thinkers who just get emotion like it's a waste of time. For me, in a way, feelings are me. And so I was describing FI. I just didn't really understand that at that point. And I was like, this doesn't fit the ISTJ descriptions. And then there's ISFJ. I can see it's difficult to find good SI descriptions, and that's kind of true. And talk about tradition, and I was like, I forget people's birthdays. And it is true, ISFJ descriptions are lousy. So I was like, I wish I was INFP, but like, I'm not as strange as otherworldly as them. Anyone, I was like, procrastination is my friend, but I always get my work done in the end. I heard Jays have problems starting things. And that's a real problem in my life. But that's like, I didn't really get it, okay? Somebody wrote, then reread, and it says, I will stick with what I said before. I think you're clearly an FI dumb. So then I was like, oh, according to you, I'd be an INFP. I was like, I've always looked at the INFP forum in awe because I was looking at those pictures. I was kind of insecure at that point, so, and I didn't really get if I used NI. I love talking to NE users, just bouncing crazy. I like that. And I so looked here, and then people were talking about is the functions, and they're able to say with confidence that I'm an INFP because they're not. So then they said they sent me a lot of stuff, and somebody wrote, you do seem slightly like an extrovert. I wouldn't rule out. I would also rule out anything for NI, though, as your intuition seems very much NE, almost dominant. This person thought that I was ENFP. Sorry, I didn't mean to add more details, lol. So somebody talked about INFP and different things, And I was still confused, like always. And somebody said, "Oh, that's I'm like a firecracker side." And you don't need to be stereotypically creative to be INFP. And circumstances like school often have a lot to do with that. It's amazing that I found this conversation now, like 10 years later, and I still relate. My sense of reading your questionnaires is INFP and Enneagram 6. And so the Enneagram 6 really made me confused. Then a lot of people think that I'm INFP. And so here I was like, oh, you're straight on with the Enneagram. It's good that you confirmed it for me. And I realized that I just needed a little bit of help. I needed a little bit of validation in all this. So this was, I found out, I accepted my type November 9th, 2012. No, or that was when I joined the server. It was January 5th, 2013. Hooray for me. Let's go back to me now. Let's see. This is what I joined Tumblr for. It was the Hufflepuff stuff. And it's very much INFP Hufflepuff stuff. So I realized that I'd been in the community acting like an INFP since the beginning. It also here we had this combined house evaluation. This is my Tumblr blog, by the way. And here in the common MBTI type of Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff is INFP. The shine in nature, beautiful minds and souls that shine out to the crowd. So that was that. And then, so I joined because I wanted to know what my Tumblr, because I wanted to know what my Patronus was. And for that, I needed to know my MBTI type. And at first I thought I was an INFJ, and then I became an ISFJ, and then I became an INFP, and then now I'm pretty sure that I'm an INFP. This is my MBTI side blog. It's called INFP with 2ps.tumblr.com, and I started typing people there. I started typing the people there, or at least I would give them different patronuses. So this is my archive. It has tons of MBTI posts, but I'm not very active on there. So let's see. This was my long journey. So there in 2013, by then I graduated high school, and I became a more healthy person. Once I started medical school, I gained confidence in myself and stuff. And it's really that I realized how much of an INFP I actually am. I've become more open-minded and stuff with time, so I've become more of a P-type. But I do see how I could have been, how my interior judging, really made me think I was an INFJ, even though I did not understand NI at all. And since then, I'm pretty sure about my type now. Even though there are times where I still doubt because I'm always doubting. I was really into MBTI then, and that's when I got into YouTube, and I was into NF Geeks, and NF Geeks stopped making videos like 8 years ago. Here, he's why I joined YouTube, basically. And And like, okay, let's look at the latest video. The latest video was made 7 years ago. And I still mourn the fact he's not with us now. I don't know what happened to him, but he had all of these NF people. He had all these NF people, and I'm sad that he's left. I hope that he's doing well. But so I got into him, and then I was really into MBTI with that MBTI side blog. Then I started getting into a slump, and I started thinking maybe MBTI isn't what it was cracked up to be. Maybe all of this is just a sham. And now 2 years ago, when I met my best friend, who's an INFJ, I realized how useful and how much the typology makes sense and how the functions work and everything. And I became very invested in MBTI again. I really think that being an NF is very different from being another temperament. And even though I was going back and forth between INFJ and INFP, we are still the same temperament. And I think it's something that you know if you're an NF or not from birth. Like, you can feel that you're not like the others. And you have to go with your gut feeling because you know best about yourself. If I'd gone with my gut feelings, I wouldn't have had this thoughts about being in the ISTJ or ISFJ. If I'd followed my gut feeling, I would also have realized that I'm a P type. It was just so masked by me trying to conform to how society was, but that isn't my natural state of being. So that is all I have to say on the subject. Let's see if we can find the INFP porn side and look at some nice pictures. Oh, look, there's a picture of the sea to end this video. I highly recommend looking at this thread. It has beautiful art pictures, and it's a source of inspiration. Like, it's basically everything that I like. And they're very different things. Okay, well, there's somebody who's really into something else, but like that photo, wow. I like that. So tell me how you found out your types. Sorry for this really long video. It's just that like I had to condense 10 years of me trying to find out my type into like 10 minutes, and that didn't work. Have you had any problems with type? Finding out your type, finding out who you were, and understanding the system better? I'm open to hearing all your ideas. Bye.